one. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to the Pageant Sit Down. My name's Regina Lena, and I am so excited for all of you to be with us today. We are at episode 56, and we are actually a few days away from Galaxy Canada Nationals. I promise you there will be a lot of Galaxy girls in the next couple of episodes, and I'm just excited for all of you to meet them today. And we are starting off with another, of course, Canada Galaxy finalist. She is all the way from Alberta. She is none other than Sonja Olsson, your Miss Galaxy Calgary 2020-21. Hi, Sonja.
Hi, Regine. Hi, everyone.
Well, welcome to the Pageant Sit Down. I know we've been working on getting you on the show for a while, so I am so glad that we made it happen finally.
Me too. Opportunity. I'm so excited to be here.
You're so welcome. I know you through social media, and I'm sure viewers have as well. So for those who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Sonja Olsson. I'm from Calgary. I live in Airdrie. And I've been in the pageant industry for pageant thus far was in 2013 as a teen, and I've followed the whole industry throughout Canada, Miss Universe, Miss World since then, always kind of wanting to get into it, so I'm very excited to be participating in this year.
Well, welcome. So wait, your very first pageant and your last pageant was in 2013?
Yeah, so I did Miss Teenage Canada World, Miss Teen Canada World, which is now Miss Teenage Canada. So I did the provincial pageant and then nationals in the summer of 2013.
Oh wow, so you took a long break. Typically when people catch the pageant bug, they're in it the next year or two. What made you wait all this time?
Kind of a bunch of things. I wanted to do another one right away, but my boyfriend who together today, so that was an exciting then, and I moved away from my hometown in Prince George, BC to Edmonton. I got a new job, and just kind of growing into adulthood, I work for an airline. I work for WestJet, so the ability to fly around and travel and visit Daniel and Saskatoon, just everything being new to me and growing into adulthood, like I said, just kind of put off each year. Something came up, whether it was a trip or just wasn't the right time, didn't line up correctly. So yeah, I wish I had done one sooner, but that's just kind of how it worked out. And I think that the life experience that I've gained in the meantime helps me be a better competitor.
Oh, for sure. And then, like you said, you've kind of had all of this time to come back to pageantry. And of course, when you sign up, there's a pandemic. So what has it been like for you finally preparing for this pageant and then the pandemic hit?
Oh my gosh, it was so crazy, Regine. I sent in my the application form and my deposits to Cindy, and I sent it in like the very beginning of, I think it was the deadline was 14th or something, and I was in the States visiting Dan, and then I came next day. So it was really crazy.
Oh gosh.
Interesting preparing during a pandemic. I think a lot of people thought like 2020 is the year,
Yes.
And so, yeah, finally the year I decide this is it. It kind of got in the way, but it has happened for a reason, I guess. So we're all just here in the boat.
Exactly. Well, at least it gave you that extra time to prepare as well. It's just crazy how everything happened. Like you said, everyone literally kept saying 2020 is my year. I got 2020 vision on 2020, and it was like, psych, no you don't.
Literally. But it's funny how I feel like, because we were still preparing in the first bit of for pageants for Galaxy to happen last September. And so right up until it was decided we'd postpone a year, I felt like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for this. And then when they that I actually felt relieved that I had the extra time to prepare and find everything that I kind of wanted and needed to do for it.
So you waited a year and a half. We're finally at the finish line. How do you feel with Galaxy being 10 days away?
Oh my gosh, 10 days. It's crazy. I mentioned this in our Miss chat last night, how you've been preparing for something for so long and anticipating it for so long, and it's so surreal. It doesn't feel real at all. So it's a weird feeling for sure. And I think it's kind of not really hitting me yet either. I'll probably walk on stage and be like, okay, this is real. So it takes a while to sink in.
Oh, for sure. All of a sudden, the pageant's over, and you're like, what just happened? Those 2 years went by. No, but, I mean, you're right. It doesn't really kick in until you're actually there. So, but when you are there, just remember to embrace every moment, embrace everyone that you meet, because it does, trust me, I've done it twice. It goes by so fast, and you're just like, what just happened? But speaking of people, so Sarah Edmonds is in the group chats. She says, hello, beautiful. And she does ask a question. She says, what is one place you haven't traveled yet but wish you could?
There's so many, Sarah. I'll be honest with that. But one that's kind of top of my list within Canada is Newfoundland. I want to see the jelly bean row houses.
Same.
But then for the world, I really want to go to Greece. The islands, the white walls and the blue roofs, just calling my name.
Well, hopefully when the world opens up again and you get back to work, you'll be able to travel to all of these places.
Yes, I'm really hoping so. I feel like it's opening really, really fast. And I just hope that we can all keep level-headed enough to help it get there in a timely manner and not too fast. I think that I feel you. A good balance for opening up.
Well, Alberta, you guys are pretty much open compared to other parts of Canada. What is that like for you, knowing that you're now opened up and then you're coming to Ontario where you still have to wear a mask?
Yeah, it's interesting. I wasn't very good at wearing a mask. Not that I didn't want to or didn't believe in it, but just, you get to the door of the grocery store. Oh, I got to go back to my car and get my mask. That was difficult for me this whole time. And now that I feel like I'm getting used to it, they take away the masking in Alberta for the masking mandate. So it's a little bit weird. I am back at work now. I was recalled earlier in July. So thank you for that. So we actually still have to wear masks at the airport and on all flights. So coming to Toronto will be just like coming to work, I guess, kind of.
That's true. Well, don't worry. I'm sure your outfits. What I love about everyone and their masks is that they're really putting together their outfits and matching it with their masks. I mean, I tried to do that, but I wasn't as successful. But I can't wait to see how everyone looks. That's something that I am looking forward to, is the fashion show all weekend long.
Yes, yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for that.
Yes. Well, I forgot to say hello to Scott Dion Brown, my co-host, or I guess I'm his co-host on his podcast, which is the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. He says hello. And I know that there are a bunch of you tuned in, whether you're from Alberta, Ontario, or anywhere in the galaxy. Make sure you say hello. If you have any questions for Sonja, make sure to leave them in the live chat, because I will be more than happy to questions. You mentioned earlier, Sonja, a Miss group chat. There are a lot of you competing. I just saw the list today. How do you feel about that big number of girls?
It's, I don't want to say intimidating, but it's a lot to process, realizing that there are so many of us. Yeah, I think it's really good though, because I know that we all chose Galaxy for a reason, and it just means that there's that many more women who are looking to be there for each other and empower each other and have a voice that they want to be heard and have things to say. And I think that it's really, really good. But it's a huge number. Yeah, I don't know if it's up more. I think it was 40, over 40, and then it kind of came back down below 40. So not 100% sure on how many anymore, but
we'll find out when we get there. But I know that you have the biggest division, and I can only imagine what that feels like. But then you also have that chat. So have you been able to connect with all of them during this 2 year that you've been preparing?
Yeah, I think on one level or another, whether it's, liking and commenting on posts and photos on Facebook and Instagram, or within the chat, or having our own little side chats. I've interacted with pretty much everyone. Some of the girls, actually, there's 3 or 4 of us. There's 5 of us, I think, that competed in Miss Teen Canada World 2018 at Toronto together. So,
no way.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Haven, Bianca, Jasmine, and Melanie, we're all gonna reunite. So it'll be good. I'm really excited for that part.
That is exciting. And one thing that I noticed about Alberta is there is such a strong group of girls that are coming from Alberta. I mean, just the juniors. Like, I see what they've been doing, and I'm just like, how do all of you manage to do all this, one during a pandemic, but just in general?
Yeah, you see the juniors, and they are so, and you have to give them so much credit, because it's just like they have their own schedules too, right? So and the parents, the pageant moms and dads and grandparents and aunts and uncles are supporting them. It's so nice to see, because not everyone has that kind of support. So it's really nice to see that our little ones are really taken care of.
And it's so inspiring. I mean, I see them doing what they're doing, and I'm like, wow, you're making me look bad. Stop it for just a day. Like, every day there's a new post.
Yeah, I know.
No pressure, Miss Calgary. Like, come on.
Yeah. Look at me.
No, I feel you. No, but they're great. And I love seeing how, like you said, how supportive everyone is, because if you look at the people's choice voting, it's neck to neck with everyone versus anyone in Alberta.
Yeah, we're a pretty strong province. We're coming.
I love it. Is pageantry big in Alberta?
I kind of think so. When I did Miss Teen Canada World, or I don't know if I should say Miss Teenage Canada. When I did Miss Teenage Canada, Alberta and Ontario were the 2 biggest, strongest teams, I think. So I think that it is pretty big. I know Miss Teen Calgary, that whole pageant from the Patty Falconer Agency, they have been doing this for years and years. In Calgary has got really strong roots in Calgary and southern Alberta, but I can speak to, I'm not too sure, but I definitely think that, yeah, Calgary's had its roots here for a long time in pageantry.
Actually, I think as I asked you the question, I answered it in my head as well, because when I did Miss Earth Canada, I think in 2013 as well, there was a lot from Ontario and a lot from Alberta. So I think I answered my question before I asked you. I'm like, oh, well, I already asked it.
Oh, good girl.
So Galaxy Canada Canada Galaxy, is happening, like I said, in 10 days. What are you looking most forward to getting to Toronto?
Oh, man. Meeting the other girls, reuniting with the girls from my previous pageant. I'm excited. Like the person that I am on a stage, I feel like I've been working. I mean, you kind of constantly work on yourself, but mindfully working towards the pageant being a goal for the last 20 months or so. I feel like I'm ready, and I'm really excited to interview and on stage, and to the other girls behind the scenes. So just really all of it. Oh my gosh, all of it.
Well, a question from Instagram is, what segment are you looking most forward to, and what segment are you not looking most forward to?
Okay. Okay. Implying that I don't want to do part of it. I don't know. I think that that's a fair question though, because there's always going to be something that is like your least favorite, even though you might really be looking forward to all of them. So we'll go with that. Definitely swimwear. I am so looking forward to swimwear. I have a picture of Paulina Vega, Miss Universe 2014-13 on my wall in swimsuit from Miss Universe. So, and I have been working with my personal trainer, Olivia, with her for like the last year. And so that's something that I've really been working for really hard for myself. So that's probably the segment I'm looking forward to the most is swimwear, and to showcase that. The least, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. Like I'm looking forward to swim the most, and then I think I'm looking forward to the rest of them equally.
Good answer.
Diplomacy.
Good answer. I know. I love it. I love it. No, great answer. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with when it comes to swimwear, evening gown, fashion wear. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the fashion show at the end of the week, or next, not this week, next week. And I think it's going to be great. Another question from Instagram is, which delegate are you looking most forward to meeting?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I'm really looking forward to meeting all the previous queens. So I'm glad that I'm able to do this with you here and now. But I'm really looking forward to seeing all the queens from 2020, 2019. But also, oh gosh, there's so many. I feel like there's so many in the Miss class alone that I probably know them the best. So yeah, I feel like it's such a hard question. I really can't answer because there's so many people, all of the girls from out west and from out east, and there's some
to everyone
there. It's just, oh gosh, I'm gonna go around and be like, hello, this is me. Who are you?
Well, I'm curious. Okay, so you know how your division is one of the biggest divisions, and I saw this video on Facebook, and it was like what I think of a beauty queen. It was like these like stereotypes, and it was hilarious because it wasn't offensive at all. It was funny. There was one part where like, oh, I'm going to a party, I want to introduce you to all of my friends, and instead of giving them their names, they're like, oh, I think was it like they would just name like the states or the countries that were going to be there, because typically in pageants like, oh, Canada, USA, whatever. So because there's so many of you, do you remember all of their names, or do you remember them by their titles?
I definitely remember names more than titles. I feel like my geography is pretty good, but there's a lot of small areas that I didn't know about. Not didn't know they existed, I guess, but just didn't realize they existed. So I definitely remember people by name.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, but I saw that video and it was hilarious because they're like, oh, we should go swimming. And she's like, I don't have a swimsuit I can swim in. And like, but you have so many. And like, that's for pageants. And then I look at my closet, I'm like, oh my God, I'm the same way.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I love it. You'll have to send that to me.
I will. I sent it to the queens and they loved it. So I'll definitely send it to you after this. Yeah. But we are actually at the halfway point. So there is a segment on our show, Sonja, which is 5 tips from a beauty queen. So having experience in both the teen division and now in the Miss division, what would be your top 5 pageant tips for everyone watching us today?
My top 5 tips, in no particular order, and they don't only relate to pageants, but I want to use that as the mindset that we're going in with. So take care of your feet. I think that that's one that gets repeated pretty often. Everybody wants to make sure that their feet, you've got like nice heels on, but you've really got to take care of them. If it's in hot and cold baths, or, lots of lotion or pedicures, whatever it is you do to kind of really take care of your feet on and off the stage. That's really, really important, because your feet are they're like, you've got 2 feet, but you need them for the rest of your life, and they're going to carry you wherever you go. And so if you don't take care of them and, don't wear the right shoes, or however that happens, you might regret that. And I would hate for anybody to regret that and not be able to use their feet. My second one is, don't worry about the other people, the other girls, the other contestants. It's okay for like a bit of healthy comparison, I think, but you don't want to rely on that as as the way that you gauge and see yourself, right? Like, you have to remember that you're worth it. You've got so much to offer too. So don't worry too much about everybody else there. You just do you. Attitude of gratitude. This is probably like my biggest thing. It's on my Instagram bio. Like, it's definitely how I am. It's so hard to get, it's so easy to get caught up in what's going on in the moment, whether it's your personal life or COVID, for example. It's so easy to just get caught up in it all. So just to take a step back and really remember, we're all here for a reason, and it's going to be okay. And, you've got people around you that love you, and just really be thankful. And if you're not able to be thankful, just try and remember some things that you are really happy for, really grateful for. It takes a village, so build a good one. I just like to think that whoever you have in your life supporting you is there not because they want to be there, but also because you want them there, right? If you have toxic people in your life, how does that benefit you, right? And I think that there's something to be said about being able to decide if someone deserves to be in your life or not, because it is them that's lucky to be in your life. We're lucky to have each other, and I think we need to remember that. So have a good village, because the people around you really matter. And then at the end of the day, we're all here in pageantry. We're all doing the Canada Galaxy or whatever system you're in because we want to be, and that is enough. That's enough for you. It's enough for me, and it should be enough for each of us competing, right? If you don't have any other reason to compete other than that you want to be, you want the experience, girl, go for it. Absolutely. Just do it.
I love that. And those are great, amazing tips. I had to make sure my microphone was off mute. So Sonja, if anyone wanted to follow you on social media, onto your journey to the Galaxy Crown, where can they find you?
On Instagram primarily is where I put all of my public items. My Facebook is private at this point, and I don't think I'm putting that up to a page for the public. But yeah, Instagram. So at Sonja Olsson, you can find me there, and I'm always willing to reply if you reach out, want to talk or anything, or tips or anything at all, pageant related or not.
Perfect. So I did put the link in the description. So after today's episode, make sure you go and follow her because her content is amazing. Speaking of social media, I sent you the video while you were doing your 5 tips. I don't know if you saw me on my phone, so it's in your Facebook. Watch it after the show. And if you guys want to watch it, let me know. Hit me up and I'll send it to you as well.
Love it.
Me too. So Sonja, I do have a question for you, and it is, I guess it's all pageant related. I've been following a lot of the girls on social media, trying to see a little bit about everyone. And what I would like to know, and I'm sure some of our viewers would like to know as well, is what is your platform?
My platform is suicide prevention. And before I get into it anymore, I just want to, as always, throw out a trigger warning. So if this is triggering for you, just skip along, no hard feelings. I understand. I worked at a crisis center when I was 18, 19 in northern BC, and it taught me so much about people, about myself, about life. And as I went into the Galaxy pageant, I wasn't sure what my platform was going to be. I hadn't really decided until earlier this year. And so not really sure of what to go with. I definitely felt like I do want to do suicide prevention, but I was really apprehensive, I guess just, am I going to affect anybody? Are people going to think that it's not a good idea because it's such a sensitive topic? So there was a lot of doubt going through my mind, and I realized I feel like I'm pretty okay, pretty calm, and I'm okay to talk about suicide in that kind of light. And I'm pretty comfortable with it as on the whole. But if I have this comfort with it and I'm still apprehensive about bringing it to the public and bringing it to my social media and my friends and family, how does that apprehension help the situation? How does that help someone who knows that they can't talk about it to anybody because they're scared they'll be judged, or it's a taboo topic, so we can't talk about it. So I really realized that apprehension that I was feeling was the reason why I had to do this and why I had to have suicide prevention as my platform. And so putting a slightly more positive spin on it, as opposed to just talking about suicide, I wanted to do the prevention part of it as an educational piece, so that people, I could at least try and help, right? Mm-hmm. Get us all comfortable or more comfortable talking about something that is so important and prevalent in our society.
Mm-hmm. And with everything going on with the pandemic and seeing the rise in numbers on suicide, I think what you're doing is amazing. Being able to openly talk about it and to just use your voice and your platform for the better. Elizabeth Marnock is in the chat. She says, hello, ladies. Hello, Elizabeth. I know you've been talking to her a lot, so here she is. But no, I think that's great, being able to really hone down what is it that I am comfortable and passionate about talking about, and you were able to find that's what your platform is. And I think it's great because there's not a lot of people who are comfortable and willing to talk about suicide prevention, and that's awesome.
Thank you. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I think it's something that on one level or another affects everybody. It's so closely tied to mental health, mm-hmm. and while it takes it that one step further, it's not that much of a step sideways or further than talking about mental health as a whole. So I really think that it's so not common, but it's so worth talking about. Sorry, the words escape me.
No, it's okay. No, but
it's so worth talking about because it's so common that we talk about mental health. So why not take it that step further?
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. And I think that, like I said, it's very timely as well with everything going on in the pandemic. We do have a few more questions. So the next question is, let's see here. What do you want to do if you win the title?
Oh my gosh. If I won, I definitely want to take the suicide prevention platform step a little bit further, a little bit bigger of a scale. So far, I've done suicide prevention chats mm-hmm. with 3 different crisis centers or suicide prevention programs. Wow. One in Calgary with the Center for Suicide Prevention. And then I did the Crisis Center for Northern BC, where I used to volunteer in Prince George. And then I did one with Crisis Center BC in Vancouver. So just having those 15, 20-minute chats on, and asking the ladies I was able to speak with, what's the most important thing when talking about suicide, and how do I do it? Like, I don't have any training, and where can I get training? And I just would love to expand on that much more. I don't know, maybe a commercial. I'd love like a YouTube ad.
Yeah.
Or maybe Spotify, just kind of list through the resources available to Canada and the world, if that was something we could reach. Oh gosh, I think it would be really, really wonderful, is just to take it that a little bit more global, a little bit more Canada-wide.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And I love that you're thinking outside of the box, doing a commercial. I would have never thought to do that, but that's awesome. Another question is, why did you choose Galaxy? I mean, you took since 2013, you did take a long break. So why Galaxy?
It was timing. I watched the pageants before, the ones that are on YouTube for Canada, and the internationals before I submitted my application. So I really liked the way the show was done. I liked the diversity and the different age groups. There was just so much that I really loved about it. I had heard of Cindy. I unfortunately didn't have cable when she was on Big Brother, so I never watched. But and working shift work makes it really difficult to commit to TV each week. So sorry, Cindy. But yeah, just knowing her and her personality, and that she was the director, I felt like it was a really, really good match for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, you and Cindy do have a lot in common. You're both in pageantry, and you're also both flight attendants. So I mean, there you go. You have something in common. And another question, last question, is, what did you think about the junior queens winning their international titles?
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it. Come on.
They looked so good. Oh, they looked so good. Every picture I saw, oh my gosh, just Nicole and Kylie, and I just could not. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So yeah, it was really, really sweet. They all looked so good, so good. When I found out, I was in Prince George this last weekend visiting family. They were all winning, and so I wasn't really on social media, and I just kind of flipped through a little bit, and I saw all the posts about how they had won. Oh, I was so happy for them. That's amazing. It's so amazing that all three of them came home with international crowns.
Yeah, what are the chances? I was watching it with Elizabeth, and we're like, oh my God, what if one of the sisters win and the other one doesn't? What's gonna happen? What if they don't win? What's gonna, it was insane to watch. And the only reason why I ask this is because I am going to plug in that we are having a special sit down. I know I'm only doing Wednesdays, but I had to bring back one more Monday just for the international, oh my gosh, I'm saying it out loud, International Galaxy Queens. So make sure you all check us out on a Monday at 7:30 p.m. for a very special episode with all three of our international queens. I cannot wait. Thank you for letting me segue into that, Sonja. Another question. Sorry, all these questions. So Elizabeth asks, since you have previous pageant experience, what about it makes you come back?
Really, truly, the sisterhood. As much as I am excited to get on stage and be part of the show, and the gowns and swimsuit that, I've worked hard for this body. I am so excited to be surrounded by like-minded women. One of the reasons that I came back at the time that I did was I realized I had kind of lost, not a part of myself, but I just didn't do the things that I used to when I was competing before, and I'd kind of just drifted away. I didn't volunteer as much. I didn't foster my childhood friendships and family relationships the same. I was very, I don't want to say narrow-minded, but very much like that, where I just kind of had not tunnel vision, but I was nearsighted, I think is the best way to say it. What was in front of me. And I think that that's fair to say, that's what your 20s are for, and 27, so I'm still there. But I think that was something that needed to happen. I needed to kind of take a step back and realize, like, this is something that I miss. I miss my friends. I miss volunteering. I miss the charity work I used to do, and I can get that back. So I found that the best way to do that was to surround myself with people who wanted the same things. So that's what brought me back, for sure.
I love that. Well, you mentioned Cindy. I don't know if she just tuned in, but Cindy with an S, I cannot speak today, is in the chat. She says hello. And then we also have Chantal. She says, awesome. I guess this is when we were talking about the junior queens, the international junior queens. And Elizabeth said it was super intense, but so exciting. So
yeah,
very
on the dot.
Exactly. Yeah, so Cindy, I don't know if you just tuned in, but Sonja was just talking about you in a good way, and she cannot wait to meet you at Nationals.
Hi.
She's fangirling over here.
I am.
Wait until you see her in person. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'll have to keep it together. Cool and collected.
I mean, she's watching you right now, but that works too. So a question that I do like asking my guests is, if it wasn't Galaxy, what would be your dream title to have?
Oh man, I would love to compete and win Miss Universe Canada. I mean, I guess Miss Universe, why cut the dream short, go big or go home. But yeah, Miss Universe Canada, that would do it for me. That would be the dream for sure.
But of course, Galaxy, right?
Galaxy is more attainable. Like, I'm in the system, I'm already on the road to win Canada, Internationals is next year. I'm already planning to be up there with Animal,
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Galaxy is more attainable because it's right in front of me. But in the bigger picture, yeah.
So if you were not to win, would you say you'd come back? Because you said you're 27 now. So 28, you'd be in the Ms. division. Would you come back?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think about actually a lot. This is my last chance to compete for many systems as a Miss. And my birthday is in the beginning of July. And so like, if 27 is the cutoff and most of the pageants are in late summer or early fall, like, this is kind of my year to compete as a Miss. So if I did get the opportunity, I could definitely see myself coming back to Galaxy as a Miss. Yeah, absolutely.
I know there's a bunch of them that started in the Miss division at Galaxy, and now they're moving up to Ms. I mean, I went into pageantry retirement as a Miss because that's what we all do. We're like, yeah, 27, I'm done. And then right before my 28th birthday was Canada Galaxy, and that was my first Ms. division. I'm so glad there's still room for me to continue my career. There's no such thing as retirement anymore.
Well, and that's so nice about it, because why should we be cut off? I understand, and I can absolutely respect, like, world, universe, Earth, where you're cut off at Miss, whether it's 27, 28, 30. I understand that, and I can absolutely respect that. But I think it's really, really wonderful that Galaxy celebrates all women in all ages and different parts of their life, because there's so much to be celebrated. And if we have, reigning Ms. and Mrs. Queens, well into different parts of their life than just a Miss or a teen, I think that that's a really beautiful thing.
For sure. And that's a great thing about Galaxy, is that you could be in any walk of life and you could still compete. I mean, you have moms who are still in the Miss division. You would not get that anywhere else, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or
it's super wonderful.
What I also appreciate is that you can have a tattoo and not be feeling like you got to cover it up. You can go out as authentic as you want, and that's what Galaxy is about, and that's what we all embrace. And I think that's why we're all part of this sisterhood.
Right? There's no like, well, I have a tattoo, so I should cover it, or I have piercings, or whatever kind of hairstyle, or what have you, or different body types, right?
Yeah.
And I like that there's girls in the USA system, and the Universe in Canada system that are breaking the stereotype that you have to have like a 23-inch waist and whatnot. And for the girls that do have that, that's great. But I think it's really good that we're breaking those stereotypes that you don't have to. Like, I have a 26-inch waist, so 27-inch waist, right? So like, I think that it's really great that we can celebrate all that kind of diversity, because there's so much that we should be happy about and proud of, for sure.
Exactly. That was actually one of the biggest things. So, how you mentioned you signed up, but we were all getting ready for nationals last summer. I was in the same boat. I'm like, oh my gosh, internationals is in a few months. I gained all this COVID weight. What am I supposed to do? And then it was accepting of all body shapes and sizes. So why should I be so concerned that I gained all this? Well, I didn't gain all of this, but I gained some COVID weight. So to all of those who are concerned because you have nationals in 10 days, don't worry about it. As long as you're comfortable and confident on stage, that's all that really matters.
That's exactly it. She said it, ladies. She said it.
If I could go on stage with my COVID weight, so could you.
Right? Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe we're talking about COVID weight a year and a half later.
It's kind of funny how long it's drawn out. I was really one of those people. I had plans with my friends for June or August last year. We were going to get a house together and all meet up from different parts of the country. And I was very much like, don't worry, it'll be over. We'll be back. And we're still technically dealing with it now, right? Everyone's just getting their first or second vaccines, if they're getting their doses, or still masking in certain parts of the world. It's crazy to think that it's been drawn out this long.
Yeah, well, I heard on the news earlier today that the fourth wave is coming. I was like, no, let us get through Galaxy first and then talk about the fourth wave. Not yet. No. Exactly. Well, 10 days. We have 10 days. Ontario, keep your ish together, because we got to get these girls here. I'm just excited to see everyone and have everyone come together. Like you said, I mean, you wanted to get together with all your friends from all across Canada. Well, here you go. Cindy's hosting it for you.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Cindy. Out we go. Come on.
There you go. You got everyone from Canada coming. Not everyone, but someone from every part of Canada is coming. It's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to meeting you in person, as well as all the other girls of Team Alberta and basically everyone that is coming. What are you doing from now until then in preparation for nationals?
I actually, just before we started chatting, I spent the afternoon taking photos of my outfits and what that looks like. So, because my hair and makeup were going to be sort of similar. I made all my last minute appointments for tan, nails, lashes, hair, whatever, for next week right before I go. I've got my last coaching call with Angel the night that I leave. And then I'm at the gym every day almost, and I'm practicing in my heels, and we just got the tutorial for opening numbers, so I took a little peek at that, and I'm trying to too. It's a fun dance. I'm excited. I haven't danced. I mean, I'm not like a dancer by professional trade. By any means. But I did cheer and I did dance, in high school, and then it's not something like feel like I have two left feet. So I'm excited for that part for sure. But yeah, just all of it kind of coming together. It's really crazy. about.
It's so surreal. I mean, on the same boat as you, as getting my outfits together, nails, all of that. But it's just so crazy to think that the year and a half that we've had and 2 years that we've been preparing, it's so close.
Here, it's right here.
It's so close. And I guess the hardest part for you then would be you guys are 3 hours behind. So when you got your schedule, and if it said that something was at 9 o'clock, it's technically, oh, sorry, you're 2 hours behind. So 9 o'clock a.m., it would be 7 a.m. Alberta time. So you got to adjust your clock a little bit.
Yeah, I think most of the girls from Calgary are taking the red eye on the 19th, or the early morning, because it's 12:05. It's just after midnight on the 20th. So I think a lot of us are getting there early morning on the 20th to have the day to relax and get ready and maybe have a nap or two and really adjust that way. So
That's smart. So
it'll be, yeah.
So all of you are going to be on the same flight?
I know that there's a lot of us. There was a group. We were trying to plan whether we would do like a group booking or not. And I think most of us just decided to do individual bookings because it turned out to be about the same price or cheaper. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah, so we all booked and we're all pretty much on the same flight. And we all get in at about the same time, the early morning. Yeah.
Split
yeah,
on an Uber and you'll get there cheaper and faster too.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it's good. It'll be nice to have like a little send off of all the family and friends. My family won't be there because I don't have anyone here in Calgary, but all my friends at the airport might, show up. Maybe.
There you go.
Like, come send me off.
Even if it's on your face, I'll just be like, see, they're here.
Exactly.
Well, I am excited to have a great 2 weeks, I guess, week and a half. Yeah, 10 days. I hope you have a great 10 days in preparation for Galaxy and that you have a safe trip here. Looking forward again to seeing all of Team Alberta and meeting you as well. I know all the queens are excited to meet everyone. So yeah, as we start to wrap things up, do you have any last minute things you'd like to say to our viewers?
Thank you so much for all the support that everyone's given me so far, whether it's voting for People's Choice or just listening to my suicide prevention chats on Instagram or telling me I'm doing a good job. Like, everything that you've said so far means a lot to me. So I'm really thankful for everyone's support.
That's amazing. And if you want, I know you do have sponsors. So if you wanted to give a shout out to your sponsors, feel free to.
I don't know that I do have sponsors.
Your personal coach? Anyone?
Oh my gosh, sorry. I was like, I don't have any sponsors. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'd love to shout out to Angel for all my pageant coaching through Miss Pageant Coach Canada or Pageant Coach International on Instagram, as well as Olivia McClare Fitness Athletics. You can find her on Instagram as well. So thank you both to both of you. You've been with me pretty much this entire year. So I wouldn't be here without either of you as well.
Perfect. And on that note,
really stopped me there. That was good.
No worries. I got you. And on that note, thank you so much, Sonja, for being with us today. I know it's been a year and a half preparation, but you are going to do amazing at Canada Galaxy Nationals. And I am again looking forward to meeting you in person. So get to Toronto safely. Enjoy the rest of your preparations. And to everyone who is tuned in, don't forget this upcoming Monday, we have a special episode with the now International Junior Queens of Galaxy. We have Little Miss Galaxy, Preteen Galaxy, and Junior Miss Galaxy 2022 all live with us on Monday. So make sure you tune in. If you enjoyed today's episode and interview with Sonja, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get notified or just enjoy all things pageantry, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Again, Sonja, thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait to meet you in 10 days.
It's coming so soon. Thanks so much, Regina. I really enjoyed this. We had a lot of fun.
We did. And so everyone, I will see you all on Monday. Sonja, I'll see you in 10 days. And that's that. Bye, everyone.
Bye.